Live from the NTV studio. NTV News at Noon starts right now.
Good afternoon and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jessica Stevenson. Let's get checkier weather from forecaster Maria Pacias. Maria.
But we are still seeing that rain. More details as far as when that rain is expected to stop coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Maria. This noon hour, the Nebraska State Patrol says they're searching for a man that led authorities on a pursuit last night. According to NSP, it all started after citizen reports of a dangerous driver near York. NSP believes 22-year-old Tyler Lyles of Illinois was driving a Camaro, averaging speeds of 145 miles per hour and even greater at times. Shortly after, troopers finally located the vehicle going westbound on I-80, but it refused to stop. That's when troopers initiated a pursuit. The Camaro eventually got off at the Gibbon exit. Troopers backed off because of high speeds heading into town. When the suspect reached town, they say he abandoned the vehicle near Gibbon High School and fled on foot. Authorities are asking for those in the area to lock their doors and report any suspicious activity. Heavy rain overnight led to a water rescue near Kennesaw. This is video posted by Adams County Emergency Management this morning. They posted this on Twitter saying, quote, "Thanks to Nebraska Game and Parks, Kennesaw Fire, Holstein Fire, and Hastings Fire and Rescue for a long evacuation of a family in Kennesaw. A total of 7 people and a dog needed rescued from their flooded property. Glad everyone is safe." End quote. We'll be sure to stay on top of this story along with other flooding in the area. And on a Memorial Day without memorials, Boy Scouts ensure fallen heroes are not forgotten. NTV's Steve White is live this noon hour with more. Steve.
Jessica, many events are canceled or...
Thanks so much, Steve. Today, flags are flying at half-staff, honoring veterans across Nebraska. Last week, Governor Pete Ricketts announced that all U.S. and Nebraskan flags are to be flown at half-staff until noon today, but that doesn't mean you have to raise them just yet. The flags are being lowered to honor the victims of the coronavirus pandemic and to observe Memorial Day. Governor Ricketts saying in part, quote, "We pause to remember the heroes who've made sacrifices to protect the freedoms we enjoy. Their memory lives on and won't ever be forgotten." This year, we'll commemorate Memorial Day differently than usual due to the coronavirus. I invite Nebraskans to watch our virtual observance at the state capitol, end quote. Nebraska's Memorial Day observance can be watched right now on the website on your screen, veterans.nebraska.gov/Memorial Day. The Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs is hosting the event and inviting all Nebraskans to attend virtually as in-person events across the state are limited or canceled by COVID-19. At 8 this morning, Gold Star mother Monica Alexander lit a candle for the veterans, and it will be extinguished by Gold Star father Mel Alexander at 8 tonight. Their son, Army Corporal Matthew Alexander, was killed in 2001 by an improvised explosive device in Iraq. An honor guard will watch over the candle throughout the day. We also have links to national ceremonies happening virtually throughout the day. A 21-gun salute shattered the silence in Grand Island. It was a quiet affair as the United Veterans Honor Guard raised the flag at the Hall County Veterans Park. Normally, there would be a crowd of
still necessary to do that.
The brief ceremony included the 21-gun salute and flag raising. Some gathered in the parking lot watching from their cars while a few dozen stood in the rain. Following backlash U.S. Senator Ben Sasse received after speaking at a graduation ceremony, the Nebraska senator says honoring Americans' veterans starts with education.
For the free country that we have been blessed to inherit.
And for many people, Memorial Day weekend means some fun in the sun. But holiday weekend traditions are coming head-to-head with cities and states trying to stop the spread of coronavirus. And as Loon Dillard reports, some campers in Nebraska say it's smart. Others are so frustrated, they're signing a petition. And there are some recreation areas in Nebraska that still allow people to camp in tents. And in Ashland, they're honoring veterans and active duty service members through a Heroes Banner program. Along the highway are multiple flag poles holding a large flag with veterans' photos, their name, branch of military, and era they served. The banner is located along Highway 6 to Highway 66 and will be on display until Labor Day. Until 5 tonight, the Strategic Air Command and Aerospace Museum will be offering free admission for healthcare workers, first responders, and military. They say that's their way to honor those who made the greatest sacrifice this Memorial Day. The museum is just off Interstate 80 at exit 426 between Lincoln and Omaha. They say free admission does not include spouses or dependents. Some offices in the Tri-Cities are closed today in observance of Memorial Day. The city of Hastings says front desk services will be unavailable at the Hastings Police Department, Hastings Fire and Rescue, City Hall, Hastings Utilities, Parks and Recreation, and the Solid Waste Landfill. Officials say 911 and utility emergency services will remain available. They say normal hours of operation will resume tomorrow. And in Kearney, the city wants people to know trash scheduled to be collected today will be picked up on Tuesday, and both the Kearney Area Recycling Center and Waste Agency landfill, including the yard waste and tree site, will be closed today. Turning now to COVID-19 news, the state's death toll reaching 150 over the weekend. That's according to the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services. Officials say 12,134 Nebraskans have tested positive for the virus across the state. According to the DHHS website, Hull County has the third most cases in the state with 1,464, while Dawson has the fifth most with 820 cases. When it comes to the latest information on cases in your area, DHHS urges you to check with your local health department. And as beef sizzles on the grill this summer, a ranching group says there's no reason retail prices should be high. The Independent Cattlemen of Nebraska says the U.S. does not need beef imports. The group says there's a large amount of beef in cold storage. That means supplies should not be limited. The organization, also known as ICON, says ranchers are losing money and says the country has no need to import live cattle. Other cattle groups say the U.S. should look at imports of beef from countries like Brazil. Check out the most recent episode of NTV's Grow for more. Horsemen battle water as Fauner Park season hits the home stretch. The geese are right at home on the backside of the racetrack today. This is the Grand Island track's final week after extending the season. They've been calling it the little track that could, as they've broadcast races all over the world with many other tracks closed. And now, Maria's back with a check of our weather. Can we expect to see any more rain now, Maria?
We are expected.
Thanks so much, Maria. And still to come up on your NTV News at noon, can you catch coronavirus from swimming in lakes or visiting beaches? We learn more about it in your noon checkup. Plus, coming up later, what will the future look like for riders of buses, trains, and airplanes as the Trump administration moves to reopen the American economy?
NTV, Central and Western Nebraska's most watched news.